Arguably the venue that has housed the greatest match of the round fixtures we've ever seen. Harold Laybutt Sporting Complex, more often than not, provides thrills, spills, goals, and in plentiful supply. Two teams coming off of performances where they wholly flattered to deceive. Blacktown Workers lost 4-0 last round, while Eastern Creek, who are winless this season, were comprehensively toppled by the champions Doonside Hawks. The upside of Blacktown Workers, today's home side, that they have already been through the 3 toughest tests that a side in the Blacktown comp can face. And they've had every type of result. A draw against Marion featuring 2 goals in the final 10 minutes of regular time. A thumping win over champions Doonside Hawks that really turned heads. But those turned heads turned to shaking heads when the 4-0 result in favour of the Ponds. Workers came through last week. It was a sign that demons are still underneath this wall. Well, the visiting Eastern Creek, tying the Rivers to a stalemate with Sella as well as Urubu, 2 shocks certainly. The aforementioned loss to Doonside last week in their most recent round was not unexpected per se, but Dooney were down to 10 men for the last 30 minutes of the match, and that is perhaps surprising that the 10 versus 11 score was 1-1. My name is Marco DePoli, keen to see which of these two teams can best pull up their socks and right the wrongs of last week's shortcomings. For the first time this season, and it's a moment of real significance and one to hold close to your chest. It looks as if the Blacktown Workers, at least 2 or 3 mini-roos teams, are going to introduce their Premier League boys out into the middle of the pitch, which is set to be a sight to behold and one that will be remembered favourably, I'm sure, among the parents who are out in the pitch filming right now, the social media team, and of course the players themselves are getting to enjoy what feels like a professional experience. Same thing, but people can't hear me through the stream. It sounds like I'm in the background, unfortunately. And so here they come. Blacktown Workers will host Eastern Creek. It is a grudge match that dates back several years now. These two teams have been fighting for the final spots since Eastern Creek won promotion back in 2022. And from 2023 onwards to now, they have had some fantastic interactions on and off the pitch. They've been the best of friends and rivals. Allow me now to go through the lineups of these two sides. We'll start with the visitors. It is a prospective lineup. I'm not 100% sure of how they line up because they are going through something of an injury crisis We know for sure that Brad Ryder will be in goal. It should be a back four that features, of course, podcast superstar and two-time Match of the Round goal scorer Liam Spud Polinsky, as well as Josh Saldana. I'm hearing that potentially Liam Hamilton could drop in as the right-sided fullback, a regular Match of the Round goal scorer himself, preferred more defensively, and Jahan Fadlala in the number 9 jersey will be breaking all kinds of football code, donning a centre-back spot. Alex Murrell, the captain in the number 8 jersey, will begin ahead next to prospect MPL signing Blake Mount in the 20 jersey. Ryan McLucky will feature in there too, and then up top it'll be a combination of Pius Baragi, a 3-time Match of the Round goal scorer, Josh Jessup, who coach Matt Hetrick would said would be one of the signings of the season. He's picked up a goal, another one formerly of Prospect United as well in the NPL space. He wears the 11 jersey, and Josh O'Hanlon in the 7, another new signing. For Blacktown Workers, Connor Gilbert makes his Match of the Round debut in these new colours. It'll be a back four from left to right that reads James Appiah Jr., of course, a regular feature at fullback, the ultimate utility wingman, if you like. Hamza Sweetan is the first of 3 Sweetans on the team sheet here today, and the first of 2 who will be starting. The Futsal Rouge representative who joined from Bonnyrigg and in the middle of last season makes his first Match of the Round appearance for Workers. He's at centre-back next to Blake Ford, of course, the main penalty taker after Ahmed Badat. At right back, it's a new position for Chris Wicks. He's gone from right wing to right mid, and now he's formerly a right back. He's been all up and down that right-sided flank. How brilliant. Luke Clark, or should I say the Scottish Iniesta, will begin at the base of the midfield in the number 17 jersey. He's picked up a goal already, and in fact it was on his Match of the Round, I should say, his league debut against Marion. He starts next to Mitch Precious, younger brother of course, Lockie Precious, who starts off the bench. Mitchie starts in the 63 jersey, the former SD Raiders youth prospect. Karim Morsi is the number 10 who wears number 80. Danny Mack is a winger these days. He starts off the left. He's actually quite pacey once he gets going. Ahmed Sweetan is the second of the 2 Sweetan boys. He's already picked up a goal to his name. And the 2 Ahmeds up top, one being Sweetan, the other one being Badat. You know all about Ahmed Badat. 3 goals he's already scored this year, 2 golden boots in the last 3 years. The number 9 is brilliant. He picked up 4 Match of the Round goals last year. There are none better than him when the lights are on, although I'm sure plenty around the grounds would have plenty to say. My name is Mark DiPolo. Thanks so much for joining us here once again. It's been absolutely incredible to get to this being round 4 of the Match of the Rounds already. Amazing that it's already gone through the first month of the season. Thanks once again so much for joining us, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube or you're here in person. It's a pleasure to have you. Don't forget to like the stream if you would be so kind. As Workers make the first foray forward, it looks like Tahan Fadlala will have to do all the defending. Did he raise an elbow there? He did, so it'll be a free kick in the opening seconds of the game. Just 40 seconds into it. And a raised elbow, I do believe, although I am testing my vision in the night sky, I believe is what has brought about this free kick, which Karim Morsi, one of a few former Ponds representatives now playing for Blacktown Workers, will stand over it. A reminder, both of these 2 teams coming off losses, both pretty poor losses by their relatively high standards. James Appiah, I think, standing over it too. It will be delivered anyway towards the front post, and Brad Ryder is forced into an early save. And he's pumped it away. And Pius Baragi is in a foot race with James Appiah and Blake Ford, who's the latter of which is doing all the defending, and he's bounced off the ball with real ferocity and wins a free kick. In the Eastern Creek Crop are saying, hey, that is a regular shoulder-to-shoulder challenge. Good to see that the coaching situation at least has been formally now put to bed by Workers in the podcast. If you missed it this week, I asked the crew right here at this very venue, so how exactly does the coaching situation work? Mick Hawthorne, who also represents Blacktown City in the women's space at first and reserve/23s level, takes the training sessions. Paulie sets up those training sessions, but game day and the team sheet is created by Jason Charles, former AYL representative, former Doonside champion and champions winning coach into his 2nd year at this great club. Arguably the best pitch in the entire BDSFA, including Blacktown Football Park, as this crossfield switcher play looks for Jimmy the Jet James Appiah Jr. How many J's can you include in a name? Well, I attempted to set the record there as Karim Morsi slows things down. A first involvement of real note here for Mitch Precious. He just turns 20 this year, the former SD Raiders representative. This is his first match of the round. Karim Morsi creating a triangle here with Jimmy Appiah, who makes an inverted fullback run. That was Ahmed Sweden getting involved. Of course, it will be the eldest of the three Sweden brothers in Ibi Sweden, and the most notorious and well-known of them all, who will deputise off the bench. Whether you deem it as fortunately or unfortunately or just regularly how football goes, he is a Resi's player at Blacktown Workers following being a grand final winner with the Ponds. Cleared away. So I can reveal some results from around the grounds. A red card certainly didn't help the Quakers Hill Tigers, but a Fardod Sanjakani hat-trick plus another goal meant that result, and a top-of-the-table clash, was 4-0 the way of Ponds FC. That was the first game that got underway today. Speaking of 4-0, Parkley also beat Rooty Hill 4-0. That's a really good result for Asher Lumi and co. James Boyle and co. Tahan Fadlala dealing with that ball well. And a throw-in it will be for Eastern Creek, who are trying to play their way out of danger at the moment. Thank you to Jack Bergman for your help in getting ourselves organised as Ryan McLucky. So he is in fact starting. The second-year servant of the club is starting at the base of that midfield. Cross-foot switch of play by Liam Spud Polinsky. This is Liam Hamilton, so it looks like he is starting further forward, the man who has made something of a fitness and aerobic transformation in the off-season. He's running half marathons for breakfast these days, including posting times of, the 21-kilometre breach, around 5.5 minutes per km. That's frightening. Oh, a silly giveaway here. That might find its way to O'Hanlon, I believe it is. And the number 7 twists and turns, looking for a first and maiden match of the round goal. Recovered on that far side, I think, by Mount. Chris Wicks, we know how fit and physical he is. A multiple-time match of the round goal scorer, a man who scored a poker once in a match of the round against his former club Riverston. These days as a right back. Wonder if that might be what finally gets him a Team of the Year inclusion. Let's see. 5 minutes into this one, no goals to split either of these two sides, but Eastern Creek we know can launch a long one into the box. In it comes, it is very long, flicked on towards the middle of the goal, but Connor Gilbert will happily see that one hit his side netting. Although it did take a touch off of a Blacktown Workers kit, and it now will be a corner. No Kurt Elbaratz, who delivers set pieces as he has for the best part of half a decade now, under the tutelage of the Hinton boys, and now a return for Matty Hetrick as this ball is delivered in. A high looping one towards the back stick. Pius Baraji was there. It's cleared to the edge of the box. The new man, Jessup, is trying to twist his way out of an impossible situation, and eventually, what seems likely eventuated. Jason Charles is frustrated by the giveaway. A long shot attempted here as Connor Gilbert happily sees that one go over. Seems as if the visitors are growing into the game. Appiah. Given away by the former AOAL man. This is a real chance for O'Hanlon. Beautiful back heel. And cleared away. Not the first time that an Eastern Creek member has slipped over in that area of the pitch. Nicely done there by Blake Ford. A return to football for Brandon Ford, so no commentary duties for the equal longest serving servant of the Blacktown Workers. Teetering on 7 minutes into this one as young Mitch Precious just lays it off here to Hamza Sweden, the futsal-ru no less, who joined from Bonnyrigg after having spent time at Northern Tigers the year prior to that. Another slip by Eastern Creek, and forward comes Ahmed Sweden. Wicks in the nosebleed section, if you think of him as purely a right back, but we know how good he is going forward. Ahmed Badat looks to cross it in and turn provider. He's got one match of the round assist at this venue, looking to make it 2, and in doing so he's won a corner for his side. Centre referee Jack Leitner pointing straight to the corner flag. Corners starting to tally up quickly here for Workers, who we know have players who have dead-eye delivery from left or right. Alex Leitner, namesake, the assistant referee. On this near side, on the far side, it's Ruben Borges. Win for the Maltese. One hand raised. I believe it to be Luke Clark, the corner taker. Ball delivered towards the front post, cleared away haphazardly. It goes back to the corner kick taker, who gets past his man. Beautifully done, and then a pot shot from an acute angle. Was going to be testing the realms of possibility, and it appears he won't be trying that one again. Blazed over and wide. Massive job here for McLucky and Blake Mount. In the absence, by the way, it is confirmed, the absence of their captain, Alex Murrell. That's a super long goal kick in the direction of O'Hanlon. Lovely flick over the top there by Mason Vuki on his match of the round debut, but Liam Hamilton sliding, couldn't keep that one in. But the early signs are good from both sides, and I think we're certainly in for a contest. It should be high scoring, it always is between these two and at this venue. Ahmed Badat cutting one way then the other, and the former all-age men's 7 goal poacher, who finally made his way up to the Premier League and has 2 golden boots to go with it. Couldn't get past his man there. Polinsky finding Mason Vuki, also making his match of the round debut. Liam Hamilton, who's got a match of the round goal in his birthday once, which was also in a grand final. Vuki in strong there. Been impressed with him in these last 60 seconds or so. Hamilton trying to help out the much younger right-sided defender. Trying to take it nice and quick was Danny McDougall in this number 10 jersey. Not used to seeing him as a left midfielder. Picked up here by Luke Clark, but the Scottish Iniesta has given it away. 27 he turns this year, entering his football and athletic prime. Dropping that one back in towards Josh Saldana, preferred as a fullback, but today he's needed through the middle of the defence next to Spud Polinsky. You would have thought that Tohan Fadlala, with his incredible stature, would be the one who starts through the centre and likely heading away Workers' balls into the box, but it's not going to be. The number 9 wearing fullback will play, well, at fullback. Crossfield switch of play. Ooh, this is testing for Saldana, but he's quite composed on the ball, actually, Josh Saldana. Let's see. Gorgeously well done. I think he bit the bit in clearing it away there, and it'll be the easiest piece of work for Hamza Sweden in the match. Speaking of composed and technical players, especially out of the back. "11 minutes into this one, still 0-0. Mark Poley here with you for the match of the round. Happy to be back, by the way. Had a calf injury, so I couldn't commentate last week. That's a joke. Fadlala twists, turns. Well one back there. Mitch Precious in tandem with Blake Ford. A newbie in tandem with a stalwart. Sliding challenge was excellent there. Good to watch this Mason Vuki in the 12 jersey. He's got a real free roll. First time I've had the pleasure of watching him as McLucky and Spud Polinsky bounce the ball between each other. Tahan Fadlala trying to find Pius Baraji. Polinsky honks it forward. One in the air easily by Chris Wicks. Half a chance here if O'Hanlon can switch it out wide. It's taken the momentum out of the moment for Liam Hamilton. And Appiah was able to recover. He is super quick and agile, Jimmy James Appiah. Here is Danny Mack, who's going to make a central run, which probably feels a lot like home. Left by Karim Morsi to find the flying fullback Wicks, and he's off up against Tahan Fadlala. And we know he's full of running. had a massive pre-season, did Chris Wicks. He was very vocal about it too, but when you work hard, why not show it off? Cutting back inside, then cutting outside past his man, Sweetan. Very good into the box, looking for a match of their own goal on debut. Digs it towards the back stick. Jimmy Appiah was there and cleared away. It'll fall to Tohan Fadlala, who on his left just sends it deep into the night sky and onto the adjacent pitch. There'll be something of a hold up here while we collect the football. Ball back in play with Precious, but not the one that you're used to seeing. That's Mitchell, the younger of the two brothers. Lockie these days is a full-time golfer, as you know. Appiah. Inside the box now is Ahmed Badat, who just about rides the challenge of Saldana, but the latter recovered to the ball quicker and then got past his oppressor, the oppressor being Ahmed. And Creek will keep it alive inside their own box via Polinsky, who, in replacement of it, Alex Murrell, wears the captain's armband today. Baraji, who had a breakout campaign last year, especially in PL1 terms after coming through the ranks at Prospect. Sent infield towards Karim Morsi, who is super technical, but it's evaded his head and picked up here by Danny Mack, who's running straight at defenders. I'm excited to see what Danny Mack can do with an extended period of time running straight at fullbacks, considering his technical superiority over most. Oh, massive coming together aerially there. And hopefully Josh O'Hanlon is okay. That was a rather nasty fall, and I might just guess it that he will be in recovery mode for a little while here. It's a nasty fall. Yeah, he's just getting his bearings about it. Josh O'Hanlon. Consistency the key in terms of their lineup. It'll be for Eastern Creek this year. So many changes. Kurt Matchett, a reserve player. Braden Keating, a reserve player these days. Even the Hinton boys have been brought back in. Oh, a punch in the back of the head, but the ball was won initially by Connor Gilbert. Well, good goalkeeping by the young man as Ahmed Badat picks up the ball from Luke Clark. The Scotsman finding the two-time Golden Boot winner. The latter sending it infield towards Karim Morsi. Left by Luke Clark. Excellent, typical workers' brilliance here towards the back stick. I think it took something of a deflection. No. So Ahmed Badat just skewed it completely. That's rare for a player of such quality. Just a goal kick. It'll be in a long, long walk or jog perhaps for Brad Ryder. Eastern Creek surviving a scare, perhaps. We're in the presence of former coach Danny Hinton, who's here watching along today. Might see if he's brave enough to don a little segment on the microphone and do a bit of analysis of this game. I'll let him settle into it a little bit more and identify his players, but it would be great to have a bit of insight from a man I think the competition didn't want to say goodbye to entirely. Maybe there'll be a club who picks him up in the near future. Who knows? Danny Mack picks it up in a central position, who finds the blind man, James Appiah, who's been dangerous and is always dangerous. He has a match of their own goal to his name too. Oh, Danny Mack fell rather awkwardly there under the challenge of Mason Vuki. And he's writhing around in pain now too. Well, there's great concern here for the number 10 of Workers. Well, it might be Jason Charles who sets up the team on match day, but there entering the field of play and then sitting on the bench is, of course, Mick Hawthorne, who is a equally as well-respected gaffer among these parts. And by these parts, I mean the greater Blacktown LGA and footballing community. Exiting the field of play is Paul Cucinotta, who was described by Connor Gilbert, the goalkeeper, as his, and I quote, little meatball, but you could argue the hardest working man in the Premier League space. What a lovely ball and what a lovely touch. Oh, this would be amazing if he could finally get the shot off and potentially score a goal. Sweetan, well, it was blocked away as Ahmed Sweetan took his first real moment of the match of the round on his debut into his own hands, but a good block in the end. Workers still have the ball via Luke Clark, who sends it in field, touched away by Ahmed Badat and lost on him as Vuki cleared and Precious recycles it. Clark hugging the chalk of the touchline. Precious sent in field, in behind. Lovely touch, Karim Morsi, and then put back to Ryder, who clears it away. Really composed work there by Josh Saldana, who's still a young defender, don't get it wrong. Baraji slips, and again, it's not the first time we've seen players slipping out there. I wonder if there might need to be a change of boots with some of these players. Danny McDougall's moving as freely as we've ever seen him. Good things are going to come from Danny Mac, I feel it, this season. Another Team of the Year inclusion, you'd imagine, just recently, in tandem, of course, and with full credit to his partner for bringing a child into the world in the, I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, the latter parts of last year. Danny Mac enters fatherhood to accommodate his multiple-time Team of the Year inclusions. Perhaps that will be what inspires him to win that coveted, but yet still evasive grand final in the first grade space. To be specific, trying to play the free kick as quickly as they can, but Mitch Precious has twice now been told to come back to the spot that the free kick was earned. Karim Morsi drops in to receive. It's instead played to Hamza Sweedan, who finds Danny Mac, and he beautifully, with his left, his dominant left, clips it out wide to Karim Morsi, who then sends it back towards Danny Mac. Ball into the box on his stronger left foot and cleared away. Really good defending there by Spud Polinsky, who had to contort his body in a rather strange manner. Appia got a little touch, but Pius Baraji's there. Here comes Connor Gilbert! Oh, and he's upended Pius Baraji. No hint of the whistle from the referee. Perfectly timed, it seems, from the goalkeeper, who's just spared his team from going down a goal, and if he'd have got it wrong, going down a man too. The moment of most madness so far in the match of the round has just gone by in a flash. Very decisive by the man making his second match of the round debut. Chris Wicks trying to turn Deliveroo. Good ball in, cleared away. Karim Morsi has an open goal to aim at. Morsi! And from one end to the other, it's Karim Morsi who bags for Workers. That's the right way to respond when you've had an off week in the last 7 days or so. A moment of madness at the back. And with Eastern Creek asking the questions of, was Pius Baraji taken out? Workers kept their heads down, and Morsi kept his shot down too. Crashed into the back of the net with a real ferocious bang. And it's Morsi who has them one to the good. And a match of the round goal in Workers' colours. Well, he was in and out of reserve grade and first grade last year. He teetered between both. He was helpful, certainly, if you ask his teammates, in both grades, following a 12-month absence after an ACL injury sustained at Ponds, his former club. He moved into something of a coaching role, and now he's back on the match of the round score sheet. It's a real heartwarming story as we enter the winter months of the year. Congratulations, Karim Morsi. Softly spoken man, and from my personal experiences with him, an actual heart of gold. He's a lovely guy, and he's burst the back of the net with a lovely strike. Goal might have been gaping, but he still had to do it. Well, how will they respond, Eastern Creek? They do not want to go winless after 4 matches, otherwise the alarm bells, I think, would have to be ringing. 21 minutes and a bit into this game. Saldana crosses the halfway line to find O'Hanlon. That's a good bit of skill there by the Irishman. And it's gone straight to James Appia of Workers. A lovely bit of interplay and hold up by Precious, but then he gives it away. Commentators curse. And Morsi tried to pick up the loose ball as Vuki backheeled it to where this free kick will now be taken. So Eastern Creek, about an 18-yard box away from the 18-yard box itself. Which is a funny way of saying about 36 yards or so. It will be Mason Vuki who delivers this in. Towards the back stick, it's bounced once, someone's gone down, I think it's Jessup. And in going down, which was not deemed an illegal interference by a Workers player, he's actually handled the ball, which gives Connor Gilbert the ultimate relief. 22 minutes played. 1-0 it is, thanks to Karim Morsi. Lumped forward, workers go a bit route one. Jimmy Appiah is quick, but he's not Superman, and cleared away by Ryder. Morsey is free. It's gone straight to him, but given away by Morsey of all people. Saldana in a nosebleed section finds O'Hanlon on match of the round debut, but with real risen pizzazz, in comes Hamza Sweden to send that ball into touch, and the danger sent away. So nonchalant. Saldana, Eastern Creek still have the ball in the opposition's half. Vuki, been impressed with him so far. Oh, there's a chance here on the counter. It's a 3v3, and one of them is Wicks, and the other one is Ahmed Swedan. The other one is Ahmed Badat. At the back stick is Danny McDougall as Eastern Creek gets some numbers back. A piercing ball intercepted by Saldana. Lovely, lovely move, but Eastern Creek close to getting carved up there, if not for Saldana, who's been arguably their best. Unfortunately, can't credit any of the Workers boys with an assist because it was Karim Morsey who actually won it off of an Eastern Creek player in the box before banging it into the back of the net. Delivered in, headed towards goal by Precious. Small in stature, but he rose up high. And a snapping tackle of perfect technique. Well, that's the MPL youth experience coursing through his veins right there. Inch perfect. That was like 2012 Rafael Varane in his El Clasico debut. If you know, you know. It haphazardly fell to Liam Hamilton, who's the one who unfortunately gave it away in the box for Karim Morsey. Playing a role he's likely not 100% familiar or comfortable with, but I think he might look back on that and wonder, well, what could have been if I just route wandered away from danger. Appiah running diagonally, sliding challenge to perform. I thought it was good. And a yellow card for Hamilton, who we've just been speaking about. Ball sent in behind as Ahmed Badat would have been clean through, but you can't take it that quickly, lads. But they're trying. Sweden. That being Hamza in the 56th, Ahmed in the 59. Blake Ford, who seems that he'll be regimented at centre-back until the cows come home. Sweden finding Appiah. Oh, lovely little divot inside, and Hamilton's got to be way more careful than that, because if he gives another one away, well, he could be sent to a very, very early shower. You very rarely see double cautions given in the first half, I should say. He would join a very small club. Half a chance here for Ahmed Sweden. Lovely work. Beautiful work, Ahmed Sweden. Lovely save by Ryder, who's likely just kept Eastern Creek in the contest. A diving save down to his right. And he snapped a right hand out to palm it away. A big palm indeed. And a big contribution by the big man between the sticks. 27 minutes played. Workers piling on the pressure. Eastern Creek and their heavily reduced and impacted squad numbers struggling at the time being. Something's going to be needed quick to turn this around. They play it short, and Danny McDougall with his right foot will deliver it in and head it up and away. Consecutive corners coming in. Spud Polinsky's probably seeing kookaburras and stars at the moment. You can see he's kind of just moving around and hoping that something sticks. I think he might have headed that off the top of his head, and that's rather quite painful. Forgive me if my cackle there just bursted your home speakers. Again, they go short. Ahmed Sweetan trying to get past Josh Saldana, but he's been unflappable today in defence. Despite all of Eastern Creek's struggles and their backs against the wall approach to the match at the moment, well, he's been the one who has stood tallest and kept them right in it. Although not to forget the contribution just then of his goalkeeper, Brad Ryder, with a world-class save. So this one will be actually delivered in. Weak by his high standards, delivered back in. That's lovely technique, but lovely technique straight into the hands of Ryder, who's had a fine game so far, although that's a really poor throw, and Workers are just going to keep the pressure on as we approach the one-third mark of the game. Here is the ambidextrous Denny McDougall, who delivers a cross-field switch of play to the goal scorer of the day, Karim Morsi, blocked off, and that really hurt. You can tell on Josh Jessup. And he's recovering. Oh, lovely touch. Can they score it across the face of goal? Huge block again. And is that Saldana again inside of his own 6-yard box, somehow tipping that ball wide, but the corners piling up, the pressure piling up. And at what point is that scoreboard going to go from 1 to 2? Workers must use this momentum to grab a 2-goal lead at least, because we've seen what Creek can do on the counter. They've spoken so often about their ability to duck in and out of games. What kind of patch are they in right now? Good ball in towards the front post, cleared away by Creek. Can they finally, through O'Hanlon, get away from danger? They're still in their own defensive third here. Good pass into Ryan McLucky. Ball in behind towards Pius Baraji, but that seems to be the only avenue. And if Workers can read the counter-attack, as Saldana wins a free kick, if they can read the counter-attack, they'll, well, Danny Mack should have a yellow card. Captain Mack, lucky to get away with that one. He's being marked by the man who's been showed the cheese, and Liam Hamilton. McLucky bounces it back to Saldana. Exactly 30 minutes played now. This is the one-third mark of the game, and that's a good ball by Spud Kapelinski, and Blake Ford just about took it off the quickly moving heels of Pius Baraji. Lovely work there by Mitchy Precious. Something is brewing here. Trivella inside toward Badat. I think he just about rode the offside line there. Kept alive as it switched out wide towards Ahmed Sweetan. Sweetan sitting in behind for Chris Wicks, who's not really a fullback, is he? He's more of a wing-back. Great show of pace by Wicks, and he's eventually had the ball cleared away again in the 6-yard box. And Creek have survived. Oh, given away, and by the grace of the football gods, it's fallen back to a yellow jersey. Hamilton up against Appiah. Cuts inside with a pass to find Vuki, who clips one into a really good area for Pius Baraji! Oh, and it's robbed of a gorgeous Creek goal from the offside flag. Oh, if Hamilton I think Hamilton was about to receive a second yellow card there for speaking to the referee, and Jack Layton has realised, Kamavinga style, that he was going to get sent already, and in doing that, he's brought back in the card to his pocket, which is probably understandable. But let's look at this offside call. It was an absolutely gorgeous pass by Mason Vuki. I want to take nothing away from the young lad. That is astonishingly good technique. And he's so unfortunate that his maiden match of the round doesn't have an assist to his name. They played the free kick quickly for the millionth time already, and every single time they've done it, Leighton has called them back to slow it down. They're pleading their case. They should be grateful as well that they've had this scoreboard not changed to read 1-1. I wonder if this will motivate Creek. Ahmed Sweetan running straight at defenders. That's dangerous when you're square to him. Badat trying to turn into the deliverer, and he's won a corner again. 32 minutes played. 1-0. The net of each goalkeeper on each end has been pierced. One of them was legitimate. The other one chalked off an immediate offside flag raised. And it appears on my replay it is certainly a good call. A tight one, but a good one. Corner, one hand raised. They've very commonly come short. This one goes right towards the back stick, a little nudge. Well, I thought Hamilton might have gone into the back of... I believe that to be Hamza Sweden. I think it is, in fact. But he actually won the free kick despite being behind the man. How rarely do you see car insurance claims go to the people who run into the back of your car? Well, in this scenario, Creek, the beneficiaries. Pius Baraji tried to turn into Riley McGree. It didn't quite happen, and Wicks recovers with pace to give it back to his goalkeeper, Connor Gilbert, who spoke incredibly well on the podcast this week. I thought he was arguably the player of the match. Lovely by Karim Morsi to find Precious. Beautiful football brewing, and Danny McDougall has eyes in the back of his head to find Jimmy the Jet Appiah. It's a good-looking ball, but Han Fadlala was there. Hamilton trying to beat the hill. He keeps it in. Just about really good pass towards Vuki, who's been arguably Creek's best player as well, alongside Saldana. One back here by Ford as he crosses the halfway line to find Chris Wicks. Dancing one way, then the other is Karim Morsi, and they're just going to hold possession on 34 minutes. Bouncing between the centre-backs. Hamza Sweden finding James Appiah. It's going to be a shame to see him go to the far side of the pitch in the second half. Past Hamilton again. Still he goes on. Has to be really careful, Hamilton, but really good defending in fairness. Vuki back doing his best. He's cut past one, then two, then sliding. That leg was left high by Precious, and as a result, he is cautioned. The two young men on match of the round debut. And Vuki, in that moment, got the better of the equally as young midfielder, and he's felt the pinch there. Let's have a look at this on replay as we... I'm just trying to hear what Jason Charles is saying about the moment as well, by the way, if you'll allow me the time. Vuki, brilliant. Pass one, pass two, then he got past Precious, and that trailing leg, that clamped right down on the top of his shin. If this was a VAR... a competition with VAR, I would be asking the question of, would it be seen on replay? You slow things down, they tend to look way more heinous than they actually are. Great turn there by Luke Clark. Want to see more of the Scottish Iniesta? Well, he is retired Iniesta in real life. Perhaps that's why. Crossfield switcher play attempted towards... well, it won't matter, because in the end, Danny Mack had that ball beaten away by Saldana. Vuki, who's recovered. Twisting, turning. He might switch this towards Jessup, you might imagine. He doesn't. Plays it short, sweet, Mount to find O'Hanlon. A couple of new boys for Creek partnering up. Was there enough of a shoulder charge there? There was. You can't do it in the NRL, therefore you can't do it in football. Come on, lads. And Creek are just allowing, I should say, Workers are just allowing Creek to creep back into this game, slowly but surely. Workers are, of course, yet to keep a clean sheet. In fact, they concede a minimum of 2 goals per game. On the stat sheet, Vuki delivers in. There's another good-looking ball. It's headed towards goal, and Connor Gilbert's forced into a diving save. He clings on for dear life and keeps his clean sheet alive. He wants his first, and what a great opportunity it is to do it in a match of the round. Workers love a late goal in the match round, especially at Laybutt, this great footballing complex, but so do Eastern Creek, of course. Hamilton better defending again on Appiah there, who's tucked him up a couple of times recently. Morsi, oh, he's testing Gilbert here. In comes the press, in comes the press! And O'Hanlon just about didn't get there. Really good work by Connor Gilbert, who I think you'd have to check his heart rate there. It might have just jumped about double. Morsi just behind the halfway line. Can he keep this attack alive as he looks for options wide? He plays it short to Luke Clark. Oh, and I thought he might have done his knee just then. I was really worried. Heart and mouth for me and him, I'm sure. But Luke Clark gets it back. Given away. He apologises to his captain, Danny Mack. Good ball here to find Pius Baraji. Lovely interplay. Vuki again involved. O'Hanlon on his match of the round debut. That touch has taken him rather too wide, and that's a right cross. The moment ruined by a moment of indecision, you might imagine. But a clap received from his coach, Matt Hetrick. He's still adjusting to the way, I'm sure, O'Hanlon, the way Creek play. Wicks drops it back into Blake Ford. A game that's raced towards the break. Danny Mack, who's crossed into that right wing position. Given away by Blake Mounts, the prospect NPL signing, alongside Jessup. Josh Jessup. Hamilton, infield ball towards O'Hanlon. Picked up here by Vuki, who can barely put a foot wrong. Oh, that's another moment where he's going to look good on a stat sheet, that's for sure. Infield pass by O'Hanlon. Upended was Hamilton there, and on the corner of the 18-yard box, a couple of yards out from it, to be fair, but they do have a chance to deliver in a curling free kick. And who will stand over this? This will be an interesting observation to record. Who is Eastern Creek's set-piece taker today? So it is going to be Josh Jessup. He has a goal to his name. Does Josh? He scored on his debut 10 minutes into it against Quakers Hill Juniors in the green-wearing derby. Left-footed ball delivered in towards the back. That's a really good ball, flicked on! And it stayed out somehow. It's cleared away somehow. And somehow workers are alive. And somehow Creek are not in this game on the score sheet at least. But geez, they are growing into it. Somehow. This game is not level. And you could argue now the two best chances of the last 20 minutes have fallen the way of the visitors. Haven't quite had their shooting boots on this season, and perhaps that is something being exemplified here in the match of the round. But gee, they're getting close. The expected goals tally, I think, would read quite similarly if we were to record such. Lovely touch, as you'd expect, by Ahmed Sweedan. Gee, that's good to watch. Wicks in behind is Badat. He's a little wayward from goal. Can he turn provider? Morsey was lurking. Oh, great bit of skill again from Saldana. He's playing with a poker face. Oh, Ryder's giving it away to Danny McDougall of all people, but the moment feels like it's gone. Can they somehow keep it alive? On that far side, Sweedan. Ahmed Sweedan trying to twist into space. Can he get past Tahan Fadlala? He goes down under the challenge to win a free kick again. Just like in the opening moments of the game, as we come to the closing moments of the first stanza, they win a free kick from just outside the box on the right-hand side. Matt Hetrick asking the question of how is it a free kick? In fact, the coaches are agreeing that they don't agree. Well, there's a rarity. Two-man wall. Brad Ryder adopts the central position. It comes in towards him. Oh! Well, he got a touch again. It'll be a corner off the back of that well-hit free kick. It was Ahmed Sweedan again. Similar to what he did in the opening moments of the game. He's peppering Brad Ryder's goal. And Brad Ryder, who had a moment of real indecision that almost came to their two-goal undoing just seconds prior to that amazing save, has redeemed himself, you'd have to say. The shot stopper has stopped a lot of ferocious shots. Ambidextrous Danny Mack. In it comes. Towards the front post, cleared away by Saldana. Sweedan is there on the edge of the box. Boom. And the way this goes towards Pius Baraji. Blake Ford is running to try and close him down. Infield runners coming from Josh Jessup, but it went behind him. And here goes James Appiah. Takes one touch before finding Karim Morsey, who puts some backspin on that towards Ahmed Sweedan. Sahan Fadlala for Eastern Creek. Gets them rolling forward. This has been lumped towards Baraji, but he just feels like sometimes he has no help when they try and transition as quickly as Creek are. We are into the 43rd minute of the match. 1-0 somehow is the score in a highly entertaining match of the round. Mark DePoli here with you. Oh, as a clearance was almost perfectly weighted to the Golden Boot winner of 2024 and 2026. This might be, though. Can Ahmed Badak keep it alive? He tries to cut it back. He wins another corner. No, he doesn't. He wins a goal kick. Decisive work by the referee. Brad Ryder knew it straight away. And his cries and claims were heard by the referee. Need to be careful here, Ryan McLucky. He's given it away as he tried the behind the shoulder first time pass. Precious out wide. Something's brewing here, certainly. Oh, on cue, given away in a moment of a lack of clarity between right wing and right back. Speaking of right backs, we will be right back after the break. Don't go too far. Keep the soundbar on your screens. Second half will kick off before you even know it. Goal kick it will be. Creek just a couple of seconds away now from at least getting to half-time, with the score only reading that they have a 1-goal deficit in what has been a super entertaining match. You don't ever see a Blacktown Workers or Eastern Creek match ever not be goal-hungry, goal-happy and full of surprises. So when the two teams meet in the one match of the round, something incredibly fun like this happens. We're into the final 40 seconds of this first half. The first half, which has delivered several really good chances, a chalked off goal, a goal line clearance ×2 for each team, and some pretty good interplay and momentum shifts here and there. Vuki came in real strong there. How much time will the referee add on? We are teetering now onto added time. Ford receives it from his centre-half partner, sends it out wide towards Chris Weeks. Lining short is Precious. In behind is Ahmed Sweden. On goes Chris Wicks, full of running, isn't he? Infield pass towards Danny Mack. Sending it in behind towards Wicks, but the two former Rivo boys couldn't combine. Not on the same wavelength there. Free kick for Eastern Creek. Can they play it quickly, Workers style, and try and switch it towards Hamilton, who has Plias Baraji somewhat free in his sights. 1 minute almost played in added time. A look at the watch by Leighton, the referee. Sent long by Brad Ryder. Baraji is there. It's won by Hamza Sweden. Good turn there on a dime by O'Hanlon. Saldana tees one up. It's Josh Saldana. Oh, that's rash. And that might just bring about the end. No, we're looking for a ball. We have donated to DHL. Lucky them. Sure, that's just what they needed. That brings about the halftime whistle. It kind of felt like it was coming. Just a minute and a bit added on. It's 1 goal in favour of the Blacktown Workers here at home that have them in front over Eastern Creek in a match that has had plentiful chances and somehow only remains with 1 goal on the scoreboard. The goal was scored by Karim Morsi after he won it back off Liam Hamilton, who blasted it into the back of the net. A reminder, we'll be back in about 10 minutes or so when the second half begins. Keep a listen out and keep a watch on as the Mini-Roos go out and play in front of the cameras. There'll be plenty of parents, grandparents and friends and family and the like who I'm sure will be tuning in to watch. Other than that, the match of the round itself, 1-0 in favour to the home side. Plenty to come in the second half, I promise you that. I'll put my life on it. See you soon. Don't go anywhere. Second half, not too far away from kicking back off here at Harold Laybutt Sporting Complex. Eastern Creek, the team who are down by a goal. The first one's back out onto the pitch. What was said in those sheds, Matt Hetrick, well, he was back out about 5 minutes ago. Whatever he said, it was a quick word. And I wonder if that might just kickstart, inspire, light the fire, whatever kind of phrase you want to do. G up the boys. And just try and find that stroke of luck that takes them even and perhaps beyond on the score sheet. We'll try and get some special guests for you in this second half. I'll get them to join us here on the mic. My name is Mark DePoli. This is Workers hosting Eastern Creek. Workers in the lead thanks to Karim Morsi's belter of a finish in the round 4 match of the round. Joined by Jack Bergman, of course, the stalwart of Oakville, who is a much maligned figure and much loved figure around these parts. Jack, you're here with a bunch of fellow Oakville mates watching along. It's been an enjoyable football contest, hasn't it?
It's been great, mate. This is real football. Yeah, much better than PL2, that's for sure. Much faster, but the quality's much better.
In all seriousness, is it kind of inspiring?
Yeah, 100%. I got Meds over there sort of talking about how he'd love to be here, so obviously the goal is to get promoted this year. Get here.
Most certainly. And how have you found the PL2 comp specifically? Just a quick word on that. I mean, it's been an enthralling comp. Everybody's lost, everybody's won. There's big players stepping up, new signings that have been hot from the start. What's your take on the whole situation?
It's improved big time. I think, yeah, it's a very... Even the lower sides like Spurs, everyone was sort of talking down. They're not a bad side at all. So I think the quality's much better. And the teams have definitely evened themselves out, that's for sure.
I won't expect you to pinpoint a player specifically. I know it's a real tough ask when I've just asked you to come out of the comfort of your hidey hole to give a quick word for the people who much enjoy your contributions. But who's impressed you out there here tonight? So as actually just quickly as Ahmed Sweden has half a chance as he puts it back onto his left foot and strikes the goal and scores! It is a maiden debut match of the round goal. It's his second of the season, and within seconds of the restart, he finds Workers second. And that could be a hammer blow in Eastern Creek's hope of a round 4 victory and a first of the season. Dancing past one, then two, and then burying it past Brad Ryder. Geez, he's been good to watch.
I was about to say, that's probably your answer right there.
Wow. I will,
Jack, quick.
I'll let you get back to hanging out with the Oakville lads. But thanks very much for jumping on and giving a quick analysis of the situation. It's great to have you back around these parts.
Stay around.
All the best, my friend. Thank you. More special guests to come. I'm sure Jack Bergman will nominate the next person who will come up here. Thanks very much to our very helpful media team getting the microphones organised so quickly, but what a moment in the match of the round. A sumptuous bit of individual brilliance has taken the game, it seems, right away from Eastern Creek, and that must be so frustrating that it happened within just moments, literally moments of the second half restarting. Whatever was said at half-time just feels like it goes to the sword now, to the fire. As Chris Wicks comes forward, drops it back in towards Luke Clark. Appia here, coming back on the near side. Big bounce there, which Eastern Creek come away with the ball from. He's been my favourite player, Mason Vuki. Ball in behind. Hamilton is threatening. Easy in the end for a good goalkeeper like Connor Gilbert. Brilliant work. And watching it back. And then watching it back again. Ahmed Sweden. Beautiful finish. Beautiful footwork. And that's exactly why they brought him in. Here he is again, sending that ball in behind. Danny McDougall is broken free and blazes a left-footed shot over the bar. Throw-in it'll be on the far side. Waiting for the ball to arrive. Taking a minute off the scoreboard just then. Like all the way it goes to Connor Gilbert, who is quite good with his feet and right on cue. A inch-perfect pass falls on the dotted line of Karim Morsi's boots. Ball in behind to Ahmed Badat. Ahmed Badat wants another match of the round goal. It's Ahmed Badat trying to find Ahmed Sweden. Back to Ahmed Badat, and he slipped over. And that could have been a 3-goal cushion in a flash. Tough for Eastern Creek. Only 11 fit first grade ready players. No changes made after the break from either side. How long will they keep this 11 on the ground? Confirmation has come in that Rangers and St Pats have had what I imagine is an enthralling 3-all tie. Not sure about the ebb and flow of the game, but that must have been a great watch. Karim Morsi, great turn there, sending it out wide. He's already got one on his match of the round debut. He's going to cut in on his left, you would imagine. And he twists and turned into danger. And his coach, Jason Charles, is unhappy that he wasn't more decisive. He's gotten past Appiah, has Mason Vuki. In his early 20s, he's been so impressive tonight. I'm sure there's a Zwereb scouting somewhere. Good interplay back to Mason Vuki, trying to find the dink in behind again. Spud Polinsky, his captain, is giving him a round of applause for the creativity and intent, but the execution not so. Let's also give some attention to the way in which that assist was picked up as well. I think Danny McDougall on his left foot picks up another match of the round assist. That'll be his 5th. Strong work in defence here by Tohan Fadlala. Never started the match of the round. This is his first time. McLucky sending it out wide, but had the shot of the pass blocked off, I should say. McDougall again, half a chance here for Ahmed Badat. Can he get past his oppressor? He's quick, he's dribbling with the ball between his feet onto his left foot, which was blocked off. If he had gone for the near post, it wouldn't have been blocked. He went for the far post, which was probably the striker's choice. And as a result, there was a yellow body right there. McDougall picks it up, but he's seen his immediate first touch go into touch and out for a throw. Wicks driving it, tiring legs. Ahmed Sweden, Trivella pass back to the right fullback. Wicks side netting. Little selfish perhaps, but wants to return to the match of the round goal scoring charts, I'm sure. Understand his wants and desires. Ryder plays short across his body to find Saldana. Arguably Creek's best player alongside Mason Vuki. Need to see Josh Jessup get more involved, the former Prospect NPL representative. Fadlala goes back to his keeper, Ryder, living dangerously, giving away to Precious, who plays it to Danny McDougall. Into the box now, Danny McDougall. Brilliant footwork, McDougall tackled at the 11th hour, kept alive still. Ahmed Sweetan is there. Ahmed Badat is in the middle. One way, then the other. Can you keep up? Yes, Tahan Fadlala can, and puts it out for a corner. Special guest about to join us. Walking up to the plate is a one-time podcast appearance maker in Tash Reddy. As the ball comes in towards the near post, flicked towards the back post and cleared away with comprehension that time. Welcome in, Tash. Thanks for playing ball, if you like. Welcome to the live podcast, live match of the round, I should say. Please don't say anything too heinous. It's been an... Oh, my word! Oh, my word! Connor Gilbert, and forgive me for ruining your introduction, has fine. Nearly...
I haven't seen that myself.
Wow, that was nearly something special in all the wrong kind of ways for Connor. Yeah, look, 55 minutes into this one, you guys are up 2-0. It's been an amazing performance by some of your new signings here today. It's very slippery out there. Have you played in the reserve go game prior to this?
I haven't played, actually, this year, so... I'm still trying to get back into it. But yeah, I'm just coming off an injury. So, but yeah, it does look a bit slippery out there.
Indeed, it does. It comes in towards the winter months. Ball delivered back in, really good ball, better hands by Connor Gilbert, who I'm sure has his heart in his mouth. I mean, look, how good is Ahmed Sweetan, Ahmed Badat, yeah. Danny McDougall's picked up an assist now as well. It's an amazing front line.
Yeah, definitely. There's definitely a big threat now with the new signing of Ahmed and, of course, also Mitch Precious in the middle too.
McDougall wanting a goal for himself. He cuts it back towards Badat. It's gone straight into Polinsky, who's hit the deck like a sack of potatoes. But he's back to his feet. Funny that his name is Spud. You guys attacking with such freedom and fluidity. It's so amazing to watch. In a first-grade context, if this is to turn into 3 points here today, which it's looking likely it will, how important of a turnaround is that from last week after that Pons loss?
Oh, definitely. I think. Well, from what the boys have said, it was just I think it was just a one-off last week. But yeah, it's definitely a good bounce back from this game, from the way it looks like right now. But yeah, of course, it's good to get some goals in also.
Wicks into the box, good first touch, kept alive, square, surely there it is, Badat. You can't go a match of the round these days in workers' colours without the brilliance of Badat. The striking instincts were switched on to a T, and just shy of the hour mark in the game, the contest is over. Badat has his goal, provided by Wicks. And that is a typical workers' goal, Tash.
Yes, definitely.
Wow, wonderful work. I'll let you get back to where you were sitting. Thank you so much for the efforts that you put into the live stream here today. Really appreciate your time. You're a good guy. Thank you, my friend. Ahmed Badat. Death, taxes, and Ahmed Badat getting a goal in a big game like this one. Like clockwork, he's taken over the role of Brandon Ford, it seems. Look at this move. Hamza Sweetan's ball to Chris Wicks is absolutely beautiful. The match-winning goal scorer, at least as it stands so far, Karim Morsi, comes off. Tapped into the back of the net with consummate ease and the composure of somebody who knows that he was going to score before the ball even came to his foot. Ahmed Badat, you are a superstar. We are blessed to be in your presence. I'm not sure what kind of diagram he wrote as he prepared to strike that ball, but it's a diagram that has returned a goal. You don't draw diagrams, whatever the heck he said. I don't know, you don't know. I bet you he doesn't either. But he knows how to score. Good ball in. O'Hanlon, who's looking like he's not fully match fit, unfortunately. He's pulled up a little limp there. Hopefully he's okay. Again, they go Eastern Creek. They're going to be defending here. Workers trying to keep up with this fit-firing Workers machine. They're forced to sit on the back foot while Workers are able to bring on some substitutes. It's the first one of the evening as Morsey came off. Welcome to the match of the round, Luke Juhart, who has made a match of the round appearance before at this very venue last season. This is his second match of the round for the number 66, who will occupy, I imagine, a spot on the wing or at the top of the midfield three. Crazy to think that this game was very much in the balance and that Creek had a chalked off disallowed goal just after Workers had initially taken the lead. Now it's 3-0. Now the game is over, and there's a question of how many more goals can they score, how many players can they keep match fit and rotate, and how brave are they? What kind of new things can they try and combine? Can they start bringing on some players who desperately need match minutes to get those crucial match minutes in the legs? But this Eastern Creek side, credit to them from the fact that we know this is not their best 11, but it's not been a great day for them. Ahmed Sweetan, he is left-footed, and it is so sweet. He's found Wicks once already this evening, and he gives it away, a rare moment of indecision for him, and now he's tracking back. Appia, he's quick up against O'Hanlon. Very quick indeed. That's better by Connor Gilbert. Not perfect. Can he keep it in, Sweetan? Not quite, but it was near on impossible. Gives it politely to Jessup. Takes the throw in and finds Blake Mount. Prospect NPL boys linking up, but that pass not great. Great touch there by McDougall, though. Juhart, his first moment of the match of the round. Lovely pass. That's good by Luke Clark. There is Danny Mack, who can always find the right pass. And, oh, he's given it away. Overhit. Someone's gone down. It's Saldana. No, he's just tying his shoelace. Take a breath, Eastern Creek fans. They have no subs warming up either. It's going to be this 11, it seems, that finishes off the game. How has this been allowed to happen? Somebody around me has just opened up a bag of popcorn, and that has completely shifted my concentration. Why would you, there it is. There's the culprit. Why would you do that? Yeah, that smells good. Not quite as good as some of the combinations in attack that Workers have put on display here tonight. 61 minutes played. 3 different goal scorers. Morsey, formerly of Ponds. Sweetan, that being Ahmed Sweetan, formerly of Sydney Uni. This was recently as last year in the League One men's. And Ahmed Badat, formerly of Ropes Crossing, a multiple-time Golden Boot winner who has picked up goal number 6 of the season in all comps with that goal some 5 minutes ago. 6 of the season. And in the league, that's his 4th in 4 matches. A brace against Kellyville Colts takes it to 6 in all comps, and that's a rather healthy return. So he's technically positive in his goal return. That is pretty cool. So from way downtown, Josh O'Hanlon tees one up. It actually had a good bit of whip on that, but it did take a touch off the wall. I wonder if it had just been an inch or two higher, how threatening it could have proven to be. Juhart is the furthest forward player. Look at the execution on that. Footwork out of the hands. Beautifully done by Connor Gilbert. Underrated piece of goalkeeping technique on display there. But still, Workers 4-way forward. Is that Pius Baraji playing as a right back at the time? Creek out on their feet, unfortunately. Unable to train at their home ground because it was taken away from them to do renovations unbeknownst to them as they arrived on day 1 of training. They've been moved to Charlie Barley Reserve, which is very local tomorrow, but not quite the same. And it's mucking with their vibe. They're going to go 4 matches without a win. And they're going to have 2 points from 4 rounds, which is not going to be pretty reading on the score sheet. That is gorgeous technique, but not in execution by Hamza, Sweden, the centre-back. Vuki has been a shining light on an otherwise dark day. Ball delivered in by Jessup. That's a really good ball, in fact. It was Hamilton rising highest, who's not shy of a match of the round strike. I don't think heading is his forte, at least on display there. And out it goes for a harmless goal kick on 64 and a bit minutes. Connor Gilbert will play it short. But former Pondsman finding the brother of a former Pondsman. 1-2 between the two again. And forward comes Hamza. Look at how deep Ahmed Badat is in this situation here. His heat map would be incredible. Juha got in the way of an attempt at an audacious assist. Out wide, Liam Hamilton wants to make amends. He puts in a good ball himself. O'Hanlon is there, the scissor kick! Well, that is sensational! A most incredible piece of creativity and athleticism on display has just put the deficit cut in half by a third. O'Hanlon has little to no celebration because he can barely get his breath, the poor bloke. But that is sensational! Oh my word, what a ball in by Liam Hamilton. And Robin Van Persie has just made his way into the match of the round. Well, that is a stunning piece of skill. Holy smoke. And Eastern Creek have just lifted their spirits with a moment of absolute brilliance. Josh O'Hanlon gets his maiden Eastern Creek goal and one in the match of the round two. What a time to get it. It's up to Creek now to make sure that isn't merely just consolation. Oh my word, what a finish. That is disgustingly good. Taken off Ahmed Sweden there. I cannot believe the finish we've just been credited with here. How lucky are we to witness this match? The crowd, the home crowd, and it is a dominant home crowd, left in stunned silence. And if this match was way tighter, which it could be here if O'Hanlon can get back to his feet, well, he's got a spring in his step despite the fact he's not quite match fit, it appears. Kept alive here by Jessup. He's got a goal to his name this year. He'd love one in the match of the round two. He turns provider. A Creek coming back to life here, not to be. Poor ball. Over hit and picked up by the goalkeeper. Juhart gives it away, yet to settle into the match, in fairness. Appiah through the centre of defence, lumping it forward, but Dak got it under control towards Mitchell Precious. Running forward was Ahmed Sweden. Danny McDougall is there. Juhart has got involved. That's better from him. He sends Danny McDougall to the chalk. He keeps it alive on the touchline. He sends it in behind 1-2. Lovely triangles being formed with the offside flag raised. Takes all that good work away in a flash. The table, at least on the live table, reads right now Doonside top with 9 points, 4 games played, 3 wins. Ponds just 1 point behind them. Workers with this win will move to 7, which puts them equal with the Quakers Hill Tigers, who have won 2, drawn 1, and now, as of today, lost 1. Wicks comes off. His most recent major contribution being the assist to make it 3-0. And Husseini has come on. He's a signing from Dunbar Rovers, a League One men's club. He's a young lad making his first appearance here this evening. And there's a moment of instant quality off the bench. The ball was given away not by him, but in that flash of a moment there, you saw exactly what this kid could be all about. Husseini. Let's see what he can do right underneath the noses of the camera with still plenty of this second half to go. 20 plus minutes. Danny Mack showing bits of flair and creativity that all wingers should have, despite the fact he's been a deep-lying number 6 for the best part of 5 years. Hosseini with fresh legs trying to get into the area, and he's trying to make a real impact here in the match of the round. Right, so Creek are going to go to their bench. Nazir Komi, who got their goal against Doonside last week, in what was actually a consolation goal, will make his match of the round debut for Eastern Creek, the former Marion long-time servant who went to Polonia last year. Nazir Komi comes on. Multiple-time match of the round goal scorer for Marion for a couple of years out of the game. Great to have him back now. Mitchell Malia has also come on in the number 18 jersey. It is not the Mitchell Malia who starts up top and has for the best part of a decade for Blacktown City. I can confirm that to you. But it is an exact namesake. Mitchell Malia in the 18 jersey makes his match of the round debut as well. Welcome, lads. Ahmed Sweetan finding Ahmed Badat in behind. Juhan is there! Tucked in, no, off the line by Tohan Fadlala. Ball still in play though. Hosseini is there trying to tussle with it. Cleared away. Nazir Komi. Somehow it's not 4. Picked up here. He's come central a couple of times. Shots from distance. Blocked by McLucky. That'll sting. That will certainly sting in this temperature that's creeping closer towards freezing. That's 70 plus minutes that have passed on. Oh, look at how much time Juhat has to just mosey his way around the pitch. Here comes the quasi-winger, at least here for this season, Danny McDougall, but he's looked so good. Danny McDougall to Ahmed Badat. Oh, that was nearly sensational again. We've been treated to a plethora of sensational goals here tonight, and a couple of really close moments too. Appiah playing as the right-sided centre-back after Blake Ford came off, by the way. Oh, on he goes, Jimmy Appiah. Go yourself, son. As Hamilton tried to sign him in half, but then remembered that he's on the cheese. Out wide. Danny Mack running directly at Pius Barudge. He's playing as a right-back now. Block, deflection in! Well, it's all bouncing their way now. Danny McDougall picks up a match of the round goal to go with his assist. Nifty bit of footwork. Strong and powerful strike. Creeping over the top of a hapless Brad Ryder, a helpless Brad Ryder, and there's nothing he could do in that moment. The footballing gods are cruel, and Eastern Creek's job is to shut up shop. O'Hanlon's incredible strike a couple of moments ago reduced to mere consolation, and it looks like Creek are just trying to set up in a way that gets them home and hosed as unscathed as they possibly can. Down on troops, down on a home pitch to train or play on, and down 4-1 in the match of the round. It will go down, or at least it should go down, as Danny Mack's goal. Looked as if it was going on target. Oh, so cruel, though. Creek just waiting for that final whistle. Still some 20 minutes left. Well, there'll be some special family members, I'm sure, watching along. And he's first since fatherhood has a match of the round goal to his name. For a long-time servant of the district, Danny Mack. What a superstar. Two-time all-star appearance maker. Switches out to the wing and gets a goal to go with an assist. Beautifully done. Ahmed Sweetan has been so good today, arguably the player of the match. Oh, and he's involved defensively as well. Look at this, and then he's been scythed to the ground in tandem. Two players there. Mason Vuki and Liam Hamilton. The latter has to be really, really careful. Sweetan still trying to keep this move alive. Eastern Creek just hunched back in numbers. Duhart. Danny Mack again over. Big shout out to Jordan D'Alessandro, former Park Lee captain, who has now moved to Roma. Yes, indeed, he's moved to the southern parts of Italy. In fact, I think he's specifically going to be resting in Carpi. He's tuning in from the other side of the world. Shout out to you, Jordi D'Alessandro. What a pleasure to have the match of the round global. Such is the work of the hard work of the players, the coaches, the club managers, and everybody in between, that we have an audience that is watching from what would be the very early hours in Italy. Watching along from Capri. Beautiful. Buongiorno, Jordi D'Alessandro, and welcome back to the match of the round. Workers just bouncing it between themselves. Prospect turns out they're up 4-2 over Spurs. They've won that game. Prospect hunting down promotion to this division this season. 14 minutes left to go in a match of the round where the contest has been decided for a little while, you have to say. McLucky to Pius Baragi. Drops it back in towards Spud Polinsky. Hamilton. Vuki. Running out of space eventually. Show of frustration from the young lad on a day where he's been good. And another moment where Vuki's been good. He might get a goal for his efforts here. O'Hanlon not on the same wavelength there as Malia. Vuki showing visible signs of frustration now. Jessup dropping it back in towards Tahan Fadlala, who has now occupied, or is occupying, that central centre-back role. Luke Clark dropping it into Blake Ford, so he's back on the pitch. I must have missed him completely for a moment. On comes O'Hanlon. He's already got a goal to his name in the match of the round. O'Hanlon's now into the box, but Jimmy Appiah, full of running with his body on the line there, might have just corked something in blocking that ball, but potentially saving a goal. More changes afoot here for Blacktown workers, who are going to strut their stuff. Jimmy Appiah still down, by the way. There's real concern here for the flying fullback, the Jet, who's had an incredible footballing match. We're going to get a recent Park Lee signing and podcast legend of the game, Taylor Redden, to jump back on. He's still a Workers fan by trade. Hello, my friend. Welcome to the show. You're used to doing things pre-recorded. This is the live chat, so please don't say anything too heinous. Real concern here for your mate Jimmy, who blocked a shot incredibly there, but he's gone down. Is he a tough cookie? Will we see him back on his feet?
Normally around this time of the game he looks for the sub, so it's probably tradition. He'll probably make way, get in the shower nice and early, and he's always ready to go once the game's done. So, hopefully he's all right. It looks pretty serious.
Yeah, he's not moving. That's a real concern. I wonder if... I'm not going to speculate. Look, let's talk about something a bit more positive in a moment of madness. You've joined Park Lee. You've joined that Park Lee project, the very, very visible and very boisterous and very community-focused Park Lee. How is it being part of that group?
Yeah, no, it's been really good. Good bunch of boys. Coaching's really, really good there. Yeah, I mean, still learning the boys' names and that sort of thing, but... sorry, just having a look at Jimmy. But yeah, no, it's been really good so far. Tore the hammy last night, actually, so 4 to 6 weeks we're looking at out. So it hasn't been ideal, but yeah, there's...
Yeah, well...
Not looking good over there.
No, Jimmy's unmoving at the moment. These are times where the players of both entities band together and try and help out where possible. I think in blocking the shot and coming across, something has tweaked really rather badly. I would imagine this is not a muscle at all. This is something to do with joint, bone, cartilage, ultimately incredibly painful. It looks like there might be just more than a couple of days out of the game for Jimmy. We'll try and keep it away from that for just a moment. It's been an incredible competition so far in both grades. I mean, I'm sure you're still watching workers where you can. How many games have you gotten to come and watch?
Pretty much all of them, I think. Yeah, no. The schedule's worked out so far when they've been playing. We've had Sunday games, or like tonight they're playing a bit later. But, yeah, no, the comp's looking good. I've seen a few results. It looks like every year, but to be fair, this year seems much closer. Everyone's kind of beating everyone, so it's really going to come down to on the day, yeah, who wants it more.
Your workers, lads, have been impressive today, particularly in this second half. Danny Max picked up a goal and an assist. Ahmed has picked up another goal, as he always does. Not the only Ahmed to score a goal. Sweden too, but the opener, of course, was scored by Morsi. You know, signings that have come in, by the way, just a quick update. Jimmy Appiah is back to his feet. He's being helped because he cannot weight bear, I believe, in the right leg to the sideline. It's a real long walk back to the bench. I imagine he's going to go straight off to hospital to check out whatever has gone wrong, in which hopefully he's near an emergency exit. He's been plotted back down onto his backside, so we'll keep you updated where we can, but fingers are crossed for one of the competition's nicest people, you'd have to say. We'll just bring ourselves back into the game here. Creek have a corner. The match still at 4-1. 8 minutes left to go in regular time. It is a really good-looking ball in towards O'Halloran's, but Polinsky is there. It's come off his face. And, in fact, it might have been off his hand. And it's a free kick against Eastern Creek. Yeah, can I get a quick prediction on you as to how the PL2 season might go? Because that's been just equally as on edge and amazing to watch.
Yeah, it looks like prospects started pretty strong. I heard today they've got a few new recruits, so... Yeah, hopefully we can get back for that game, 9th of May. That's 3 weeks, probably cutting it a bit fine, but we'll see how we go. Town Rangers were a tough game, so they're always good. Oakville as well. And then, yeah, like it could go anyway. I think we've got a pretty strong squad. We should be challenging. I think we'd be disappointed not to be there on Grand Final day. But ultimately we want promotion, and we want to be up in PL1 mixing it with these guys, so... See how we go.
Well, best of luck to you, my friend. Jimmy Appiah is being hoisted to the car park straight away. So we'll keep you updated on his well-being as best as we can in the closing moments of this game. I'm going to let you go back and probably to find out what's been happening. Go and check on your mate. But thanks so much for jumping on here, and you're always a pleasure to have on these podcasts or live stream or anything in between, my friend.
All right, thanks, mate. Take care.
It's pretty deadly. That ball was put in behind. Eastern Creek with a good bit of interplay here, and O'Hanlon went for the Trivella on the first time. So on a quick update again on Jimmy, he's being helped to the sideline, so he'll come through the exit gate that is at the immediate halfway line. Chris Wicks in tandem with Tash Reddy, the latter of which is nursing his own injury at the moment. Mr. Sanchez is there too with Karim Morsi, who's a senior leadership figure in this side now. even though he's only a 2-year servant of the club. No weight bearing on that right foot from Jimmy. That's a massive loss, or at least it's going to prove to be a massive loss. He was fantastic tonight. Finally on comes, by the way, the number 22, Zachary Smith. Had to wait for the entire duration of the stoppage. Off comes Danny Mack after a G and an A today in what could arguably be a player of the match performance. 3 points could be going his way. Off goes Appiah. We keep our thoughts with him and our fingers crossed. Just over 5 minutes left to go in this match of the round. The result's an assured thing. The scoreline not quite yet. Is there another twist? Another moment of brilliance from either of these two teams, to be fair. It could be brewing right here. Ahmed Badat crosses the halfway line. He sends a reverse pass in behind. Spud Polinsky's quick, though. Offside flag raised up against number 22, Zachary Smith, who's just come onto the pitch full of running. 5 minutes left to go with a bit to be added on, but I can't imagine that there's a need to add too much on, even though we had a near 5 minute stoppage there. Credit, by the way, to Jack Bergman, to Tash Reddy, to Taylor Redden for coming on here and braving the live stream. This is the kind of content you get when you invest into your product. Oh, Zach Smith, lovely touch. Didn't quite get the ball back there, though, from Juhart. Shannon to Scotland. All of Scotland. There is Luke Clark playing the full 90, it appears. Ball sent in behind. Ball delivered in towards the back stick. Recycled here by Jessup. Hamilton ahead of him. O'Hanlon been particularly good since his goal. That's Nazir Comey playing as a centre-back, by the way. He's usually a 10. Badat very rarely ever gets subbed off. Sent out wide. 1-2 with Smith. Juhart lurking. Karaji loses out because there seems to be... Oh, actually, he's won it back somehow. This is good work by Pius. He's made 30 yards here. He sends that ball in behind. He's still full of running. And then runs out of puff. Mackenzie Chavinder's come onto the pitch as well, occupying that centre-back role. It was actually, as you might have seen at half-time on your screens, he was playing in a mini-roos match. Not sure how he's made his way down there. Oh, Smith is through after just coming on the bench. How sharp are you, son? Oh, misses. And perhaps 5 goals is all we're due here today. All we're due. I promised you goals. The match of the round goal. Gaping in front of him. But Brad Ryder made himself nice and big. Hamilton. That's unfortunate. These poor Eastern Creek boys are so visibly downtrodden. Into touch from Jessup. Started as a striker, moved to left wing pretty quickly in this match and dropped into left back. Blake Ford throws it towards Zach Smith. Lovely touch inside. Ahmed Swedan into the box. Now he's beaten 2. Now it's 3. He's beaten the third man again. Nazir Comey stepped in. And then eventually off of Tahan Fadlala out for a corner. With 2.5 minutes to go. Bet your bottom dollar Mackenzie Chavinder, who's the tallest player on the pitch and has fresh legs, will be coming on, although he did play a pretty handy amount in the reserve grade game too. None of the former Ropes boys who have made their way across to workers over the last couple of years. Most notably, of course, Ahmed Golden Boot Badat. Might it be played short? No. Will be whipped in. Eastern Creek usually good at attacking set pieces. What about defending them? It was actually won, I think, by Juhart. Over it went for just a goal kick. Creek's still happy to play this ball quickly. Chavinda goes all the way back to his goalkeeper. Connor Gilbert won't get his oh so desperately desired clean sheet. Strong work by Pius Baraji, really strong. In the opening moments of that game, that kind of challenge earned a foul. Now it doesn't. Workers a couple of moments away from some pretty rapturous celebrations, I'm sure. Turning around a 4-0 loss to Ponds last week. Turning into a 4-1, at least 4-1 victory. It's quite the response. In a match of the round 2, it's an occasion, the match of the round, that really, really hurt them last year. You might remember they were beaten on this ground 7-2 by Ponds. They were then beaten 5-1 by Marion, also at this venue. Then the next time they featured in the match of the round, it was in fact, of course, a match against Ponds, where they were downed by some Aaron Avery and Fardod Sanjikani brilliance. 5, that one ended. Ahmed Badat got his right foot trodden on there, and he's in a world of hurt, using plenty of French to try and numb the pain. It's walking league at the moment. These two teams know exactly what the final score will be. There's no real intent to go forward from either at the moment. Half-hearted runs in behind from both. They're just happy to get to the end of the game unscathed from here, at least, because of course that Appiah injury. Get an update on that, I'm sure, for the podcast this week. Given away, Chavinda picks up the loose ball. We're into added on time now, by the way. Workers is their one final foray forward. Sahan Fadlala will take this one wide and away from danger as Zach Smith comes in. A look at the watch by the referee, Jack Leitner. Polinsky runs square, passes square to Jessup, who's now occupying a central defensive role. 1 minute of added time already played. O'Hanlon, whose spectacular goal could potentially win strike of the day. Vuki, he's been good. Nazir Komi, a run from deep. Over hit, and it'll trickle for a ball that Connor Gilbert will just sit on for a while and eventually pick up. Eastern Creek out on their feet. No midfield whatsoever. Badat occupying a midfield role for the time being, and got that pass wrong. Yellow card, it will be for Jessup. In fact, I think it might have been Ryan McLucky. I'll confirm in just a moment, as Badat was clearly fouled on the halfway line. There's 2 free players on each wing right now, begging for the ball as they try and find a 5th goal. Down has gone Mason Vuki. The young man's legs have been tested. Many kilometres have been run. It's a foul and a yellow for McLucky, by the way. Cops the cheese in added time. Two minutes played already. Beyond it 2. Saini, pretty decent off the bench. Offside flag raised against Workers there. Unsportingly kicked the ball away. Ryder. O'Hanlon rode the challenger forward well. There's something brewing here. Another consolation, perhaps. Workers really want to keep their sheet as clean as possible. 1 goal they've conceded. It was spectacular. O'Hanlon again. It was blocked. Swung something at it, and now it's just a back 4 dealing with this Workers onslaught. So they're going to show some mercy, perhaps, in added time. The answer is no, but Workers have surrendered possession. Again, walking football they're being treated to. O'Hanlon has remained on side. He has not. Approaching 4 minutes of added time. O'Hanlon could have had a hat-trick today. Connor Gilbert will take it. Might this be the final moment of the match? A look at the watch by the referee out in the centre. Yep. A whistle to the lips. It's a Workers win at Laybutt Sporting Complex, a match that promises goals always, and it's another one that has delivered at least an amount that makes you say, wow. 5 goals, split 4-1 the way of the home sides. It was opened by Karim Morsi, and then Ahmed Sweetan picked up an assist from Danny Mack, and that was a beautiful goal just seconds after the restart. Of course, then Ahmed Badat tapped home after Chris Wicks did all the hard work after receiving one from Ahmed Sweetan as well. A beautiful goal featuring 3 exceptional footballers. Josh O'Hanlon then received an inch-perfect cross before doing an acrobatic scissor kick that took the breath away of everybody in the stands, and I hope he enjoys the replay for many years to come. For Danny Mack scored something of a goal that tells the story of the match for the team that conceded to Eastern Creek, conceding something of a wild deflection that looped to the heavens and dropped back down into the back of Brad Ryder's net. That's how the 5 goals were split 4-1, and the chronology of them to Eastern Creek with the quickest shake of hands they could possibly conjure and heading to the sheds with their tails between their legs. Workers, they're not going to go and sing the house down. I'm sure they will still sing their song, I know for a fact. It's a return to winning ways, which they will thoroughly appreciate, and 7 points from 4 games is not a bad return when you've played finals-making teams in Eastern Creek and the 3 best, the traditional 3 best in Doonside Workers, Doonside Ponds, and of course, who am I missing? Marion, of course. It's been a long day, forgive me. It started at 4 a.m. My name is Mark DePoli. Let's end the stream here. Congratulations to Workers who have been fantastic tonight. And to Eastern Creek, we can only hope you get your ground and your players back fit soon. A pleasure to be here, and thank you for being here and making it to this point. Good night.